Hello everyone, welcome to the Buzz the Prey Manga. Today we continue the latest Global Freeze chapter, rewritten and edited by me in English for a smooth reading experience. All visuals and story flow are personally edited to give you the best manga style storytelling. Support the original creator by checking the official manga. So let's dive right into the today's chapter.
Chapter 27, Oh One the Black, Night 1. Why say they'll come for 10 years? Why not just prevent them from coming at all? Wouldn't that be better? Zhang Yi said calmly. Upon returning, he will immediately set about eradicating the 5 ancient races one by one. First, don't do it. Second, don't stop doing it. Since it was the 5 major clans who plotted against him, it's perfectly reasonable for him to retaliate and kill them. No one can find fault with him. However, before we return to Korea, let's maximize our strength. Without wasting any words, Zhang Yi directly extracted those dazzling sources of origin from the other dimension. In an instant, the energy index in the entire control room skyrocketed, and before the alarm could even sound, it was manually shut down by Lu Ran. Dozens of terrifying energy sources, enveloped by Zhang Yi's spatial power, floated in the cabin, shimmering with powerful energy radiance. That power evokes the most primal desires from the depths of everyone's soul. That is the source that allows one to leap to a higher level of life. Dozens of bishop-level origins. 5 great talents, with years of resources, select the most outstanding geniuses and cultivate them with the full strength of the nation. Now, all of it has become food for Zhang Yi to cultivate the people around him. What terrifying energy fluctuations! Yang Xinxin stood to the side, a hint of shock flashing in her bright eyes. This is the first time I've ever seen the origins of dozens of bishop-level superhumans appear together. This energy-level reaction completely surpasses any origin we've ever seen before. Zhang Yi sat in his captain's chair, leaning back slightly, presenting a relaxed posture. Since I was promoted to knight rank, I have discovered a problem. He spoke softly, his voice echoing in the quiet cabin. Our level of life has undergone a qualitative leap. It's like an elephant. No matter how many ants it eats, it can't grow stronger. It can only maintain its life. The essence of a bishop-level superhuman is, to me now, the flesh and blood of an ant, offering almost no benefit. Zhang Yi stretched out one finger, the tip of which was wrapped with a wisp of black void energy. In the past few years, I have also absorbed some bishop-level origins, but the growth of my superpower index has almost stagnated. This made me realize a cruel reality. If I want to continue on the path of a knight, I must hunt down strong individuals of the same or even higher level. This is a pyramid-style plunder. The higher you go, the steeper the steps become, and the harder it is to find stepping stones. Upon hearing this, everyone felt a chill run down their spines. Lu Ran held the cup thoughtfully, muttering to himself, to maintain balance among the myriad races, why haven't the top-tier races exterminated other races? Could it be that they are waiting for the fruit to ripen before making their move? Yang Xinxin's voice was low, perhaps thinking about it on a deeper level, so even in the era when the Druckers were everywhere, they still left behind the seeds in every era. They were the ones who left behind the seeds and then waited to reap them. These words startled everyone, making them feel immense pressure. Zhang Yi also recalled the demonic mark that Mammon and Samuel had planted on his body. It's a symbol, like the red string that ginseng gatherers hang on ripe ginseng, just to wait for the right time to harvest it. Don't think about so many messy things. The way to solve all troubles is to become strong enough. Only with enough strength will all the scheming and covetousness collapse on their own. Zhang Yi said calmly. Fortunately, we were lucky this time. 5 idiots delivered themselves to our door. Zhang Yi waved. As usual, allocate resources according to need, but prioritize core combat capabilities. Zhang Yi's gaze swept over the crowd, his eyes revealing an unquestionable authority.
No.
Hua, Teacher Liang, Uncle Gu, Fatty Sue, and No. Ran. You can now absorb the essence of the bishop level. As he spoke, he flicked his fingers lightly. 10 dazzling orbs of light flew out and entered the bodies of the 4 people and the cat respectively. This is 2 copies of the bishop level source for each of you, enough for you to complete the accumulation of your life level. Su Peng held the source in his hands, extremely excited. Thank you, Lauda. As for Li Yongyang, Zhang Yi gave her the weakest bishop level essence. After all, she is the weakest in terms of strength, and she is also the team member with the lowest acceptance from Zhang Yi. In Zhang Yi's eyes, she ranks the lowest. Li Yongyang didn't dare to offer any opinions. In fact, she knew very well that if it weren't for Su Peng's sake, she wouldn't even be qualified to obtain this source. Then, Zhang Yi looked at Yang Xinxin. Zhang Yi has always given the team's brain, who is also the strongest output point beside Zhang Yi, the highest level of care. Xian, this is for you. Zhang Yi pushed the golden, vertically shaped source of Chan's essence in front of Yang Xinxin. This is the essence of a mental powerhouse, and it perfectly matches your special ability. Absorb it, and your mental control should reach a whole new level. Yang Xinxin didn't refuse. She stepped forward, gently lifting the ball of golden light with her fair hand, a faint smile appearing on her face. I understand. Thank you, Brother Zhang Yi. I will digest it as soon as possible. Lu Ren also asked obediently from the side, Brother Zhang Yi, when do we start our seclusion?
Now.
Zhang Yi stared intently at the remaining 4 night-level origins, the power of the gods Kroba, Guxin, Kong, and Tianyu. He only retained 4 portions of the bishop-level essence. The essence of these 4 people was of the same level as his. He could not absorb them all in a short time, but it would still greatly enhance his strength. Zhang Yi's instructions. Everyone is in seclusion. We're not going anywhere until we've completely digested the meat we've eaten. Everyone nodded, accepted the order, returned to their rooms, closed the heavy alloy doors, and began to absorb these powerful primal forces. The door to the chain repair room was tightly closed. 2 weeks later, with a muffled mechanical roar, the door to the chain repair room slowly opened. A suffocating sense of oppression instantly swept over the entire dreamer. That wasn't just a simple energy leak, but a kind of pressure originating from the level of life itself. Is like the instinctive fear that a lower organism feels when facing a higher organism. Zhang Yi walked over. His appearance remained unchanged, but his eyes had become even more profound, as if they contained 2 universes. The light and shadow in the left eye were distorted and illusory, containing the image of the past 5 seconds. His right eye was dark and deep, and the power of space was surging. He has absorbed and assimilated most of the power of the 4 night-level origins. He glanced at his palm, feeling the immense power surging within him. Special Ability Index, 61,000 points. Chapter 27:02 Black Knight 2. Finally, Zhang Yi breathed a long sigh of relief. I've overcome that hurdle. 60,000 points is a huge watershed for night-level players. The 60,000-point White Knight relies on her strong physical body and energy to deal damage. With the score exceeding 60,000, officially entered the realm of the Black Knight. The Black Knight signifies the beginning of touching the underlying code of the universe. Instead of simply using energy, they began to interfere with the rules of the universe, realizing the awakening and qualitative change of their own abilities. Congratulations, Brother Zhang Yi. Yang Xinxin rushed over immediately, and her aura underwent a dramatic change. You've made considerable progress too. Zhang Yi saw through Yang Xinxin's facade at a glance. 55,000 points? It seems that the Guchuan origin is indeed very suitable for you. Yang Xinxin nodded. The qualitative change in my mental power has increased my current brain's computing power by at least tenfold. If I were to face a firewall like that of an ancient race's warship, I would be able to break through it in a second. As she spoke, her flawless white hand gently brushed across the air, causing a strange change in the space. The originally empty void transformed into layers of mosaic patterns before slowly returning to reality. This is an ability that can affect the basic structure of the surface universe. However, at present, the scope of influence is still too small, and the power is not strong enough. Yang Xinshin said calmly. According to my guess, if I can reach the Omega level, which symbolizes the infinite realm, I can directly transform a star into the purest energy body. Zhang Yi nodded. The road ahead is long, let's take it slow. Soon after, the others also emerged from the pass. Their absorption rate of the primordial essence was naturally slower than that of Zhang Yi and Yang Xinshin, who had undergone baptism, but the total amount they absorbed was also relatively small. Furthermore, with the meditation methods taught by the Lunarians, their speed was still considered quite fast. The superpower indexes of Uncle Gung, Fatty Su, and others have generally increased to between 30,000 and 40,000 points. Although it's still some distance from being a night-level being, on Earth, it would already be enough to sweep away a whole region of demon gods. The most surprising one is Li Yangyang. This girl, who is originally just an ordinary Dragon Roar Guardian, has seen her ability index jump to 32,000 points during this seclusion. Lu Karen held the electronic device in her hand, looked at Li Yangyang's data, and sighed with a complicated expression. I work myself to the bone every day on R&D and equipment modifications, and it was only with great difficulty that I finally reached over 30,000 points. Sister Yangyang surpassed me by going into seclusion. Yang Xinshin said calmly, it turns out that this world is not lacking in geniuses. Sometimes, opportunity and talent are far more important than hard work. Among this group, Yang Xinshin is actually one who can truly be called a world-class genius. Whether it's Yang Xinshin, Liang Yu, or Zhang Yi, they're all geniuses among ordinary people, and they're not particularly outstanding among a country of 1.4 billion people. On the contrary, Li Yangyang was selected from the most glorious period of Xingjing district, and her talent was naturally stronger than that of Su Pengzi, Uncle Gu, and others. But as of today, both Zhang Yi and Lu Karen are top figures among their generation. Even Uncle Gung and Fatty Su are among the top-tier experts. Opportunity and courage to walk the right path are actually more important than talent. Zhang Yi patted Lu Karen on the shoulder. Your value isn't just in terms of combat stats. You can repair the dreamer, but can Li Yangyang? Everyone has their own place. Besides, your brother Zhang Yi needs you to build even stronger weapons. After comforting Lu Karen, Zhang Yi turned his gaze to the porthole. There, the giant starry corridor still rotated silently, like a deep eye watching them. This giant celestial body was tens of thousands of kilometers away from Zhang Yi and his group, but it appeared to be very close, as if it could devour everything at any moment. What should we do if we bring her here? Yang Xinshin came to Zhang Yi's side and looked at the magnificent, yet eerie starry corridor. Now that our strength has increased, shall we go in and explore? According to the legend of the Zepin clan, the star corridor contains the legacy of previous civilizations, or even the secrets of becoming Omega. They once defeated the Druk people, who were able to rely on eating rocks and soil to survive as the star race. Of course, there were also Omega-level beings among them. As for how to become infinite, Zhang Yi naturally dreams of it. Zhang Yi frowned, his fingers rhythmically tapping on the windowsill. This is his habitual action when he is thinking. The temptation is great, but this place gives me a very bad feeling. Zhang Yi's spiritual sense had saved his life countless times. Users with time-related abilities are always extremely sensitive to dangerous auras, as they instinctively foresee events that are about to occur in the future timeline. At this moment, looking at that corridor, he was always enveloped in a lingering sense of awe. That heart-pounding feeling hasn't subsided even now that I've advanced to Black Knight. In fact, because my senses have become stronger, I feel even more threatened. Zhang Yi pondered for a moment. But since I'm already here, if I turn back, I might miss another opportunity, and I'm not willing to give up. What if there really is something inside that can end this damn apocalypse? He turned around and rubbed his fingers together in frustration. If I had known, I shouldn't have killed that Amino-Manaka Dami so quickly. I should have lured him over first, let you shoot him with an arrow, and controlled him first. This was just Zhang Yi complaining. The 5 tribes were wary of Zhang Yi, and they would never board the ship to see him alone. You mean that guy from the Zepin clan? Yang Xinshin asked. That's right. Zhang Yi nodded. The Zipan clan claims to have inherited the ancient Jaman culture, and the Jaman culture is rumored to have intricate connections with the Starry Sky clan. That old ghost must know the secrets about the Starry Sky corridor. In the heat of the moment, while busy taking the essence, they simply scattered the people. Now that I think about it, this is the price of a lack of information. A ruthless glint flashed in Zhang Yi's eyes. How about we go back to Earth first? The first thing we should do is destroy the Zipan kingdom. Although the old man is no longer here, their database and those elders should still be there. By directly searching their souls or seizing their database, we can surely find some clues. This is typical Zhang Yi style thinking. If you can't solve the problem, go and solve the person who has the answer. That's one way to go. Yang Xinxin calmly analyzed the situation. But even with spatial jumps, a round trip would take a considerable amount of time. Moreover, the star corridor opens only intermittently. What if it's closed when we return? Zhang Yi fell silent. Indeed, the opportunity was too good to miss. By the time they returned, it would be more than a year later. But time waits for no one, and who knows what will happen a year from now. Chapter 2703 Double Helix 1. Zhang Yi looked at the Starry Sky corridor again. From this angle, the giant blue light bands swirled and intertwined, connected by countless horizontal energy bridges. If you look closely, you'll find that it's not a single, continuous passage, but rather like two enormous blue ribbons joined together, intertwined and slowly entwined. Xion, look at its shape, Zhang Yi suddenly said. Yang Xinxin adjusted her observation angle. Double helix structure. A very standard double helix. Doesn't it look like DNA? Zhang Yi squinted. Like. Or rather, exactly the same. Yang Xinxin's voice also became serious. The architecture of the macrocosm reveals the essential structure of microscopic life. This is absolutely not a natural formation. It was deliberately created by the Star Clan. Whether it's a trap or a treasure, I have to take a look. Zhang Yi took a deep breath and finally made up his mind. Upon hearing this, Zhou Yi nervously ran over and hugged Zhang Yi's arm, looking at him with concern as she said, Zhang Yi, if you're not confident about this place, it's best to be cautious. After all, it's too dangerous. It would be better to go back to Earth first, gather and organize intelligence, and then consider doing this. Zhang Yi stared at his lover, smiling as he gently patted her soft hand. Don't worry, I'm not stupid. I won't go in with my real body. So, what do you mean by? Zhou blinked and quickly got the answer. With a flick of his wrist, Zhang Yi conjured a set of jet black armor on the floor of the control room. Demon God armor. This is Lu Ran using a variety of rare metals, combined with the alien technology brought back by Zhang Yi, to create the top-tier individual soldier armor. Although Zhang Yi already possessed the White Emperor battle armor, he still kept this armor for himself because it was different from the battle armor. It not only possesses extremely strong defense, but more importantly, it is not just armor, but also a mechanical life form capable of independent action, which Zhang Yi can remotely control. I will remotely control it to explore the Starry Sky corridor, so that even if something unexpected happens, it will be fine. Zhou Yi then smiled and said, You really think you're being thorough. Connecting neurons. Zhang Yi put on a VR headset-like sensor device. The next second, the demon armor on the ground flashed red light in its eyes and came to life. I'm going back. If anything happens, disconnect immediately and don't worry about this armor. Zhang Yi gave instructions to Lu Ran. Understood, brother Zhang Yi. Lu Ran immediately started operating on the control panel. Signal booster activated, real-time video synchronization in progress. Whoosh. Under Zhang Yi's control, the demon god armor transformed into a streak of light, bursting out of the dreamer and heading headlong into the deep starry corridor. As the distance closed, the terrifying suction force increased exponentially. Many asteroids were drawn in, and the moment they touched the edge of the corridor, they crumbled into powder like biscuits being hit by a hammer. Such a powerful, heavy tide. Zhang Yi, who was under control, felt the same way, but he managed to stabilize his body by relying on his black night-level power control. The crimson energy circuits on the surface of the demon god armor lit up, forcefully withstanding the tearing force. Go inside. Passing through that giant blue cosmic vortex, the scene before my eyes changed instantly. There were no ancient ruins as one might imagine, nor were there treasures scattered everywhere. This place is like the inside of a giant cell. Giant, bubble-like independent spaces floated in the void. Each bubble seems to depict a different civilization process, or some kind of bizarre ecosystem. This is the prototype of the world? Zhang Yi couldn't help but exclaim in amazement. As a top-tier spatial ability user, he had no idea what these things were. The individual space bubbles don't look very big, probably only tens of kilometers in diameter, like some small asteroids. Means interior space, but it must be extremely vast. Ling appeared not far from Zhang Yi, gazing quietly at the synchronized return of the image projected into midair. Seeing this, Ling simply nodded slightly. It's just a very ordinary application of space technology, nothing to be surprised about. For a civilization that has developed to the highest level, creating an independent world using space-folding technology is not too difficult. After all, this is not creation in principle, but merely folding up the surface universe. For example, is like folding up the fabric of a garment to form a special space. Ling only offered a brief comment on this technique, but the others were inwardly shocked. After all, this technology is far beyond their capabilities. Zhang Yi controlled the demon god armor, not daring to fly too fast, and slowly approached a spatial bubble. It was possible to vaguely observe some things inside from the outside. The bubble world is not a dead world, but a living world. It seems that the Star Clan, who created these worlds, did so for ease of observation, allowing them to directly observe the interiors from the outside. He saw some broken worlds, and also some wondrous worlds inhabited by strange life forms. The Star Clan, they want to become gods. Zhang Yi exclaimed in surprise. They're creating the world, and in doing so, they are creating life. Organic matter creates the shell of a living being, then steals fragments of the creator, and injects them into it, forming a completely new life. He had seen Mammon and Samuel achieve what had happened. This is like stealing from the heavens, a practice of seizing the authority of the gods. Yang Xinxin couldn't help but gasp. This Star Clan member is so arrogant. No wonder he was abandoned by Kago in the end. A complex look appeared in Ling's eyes. Because she is also an artificial life form, except that she is not a mechanical life form, but a real and more perfect life form created through the technology of the Aihen clan. The Aihen clan's technology, from hand-rolling seeds to the cellular level, truly is a realm close to the divine. Zhang Yi looked at the giant bubble spaces in the corridor, but did not dare to go deep into them. Unaware of the dangers within, he chose to slowly continue deeper into the corridor. After all, this is just the entrance area. The Starry Sky Clan ruins were not a training ground, nor was anyone deliberately leaving any obstacles. The void stretched into nothingness. Zhang Yi flew in the demon god armor for a long time without entering the interior of this giant space. However, after he flew a certain distance, suddenly, something different appeared. From a bubble-like space, a giant unidentified object floated out, which at first glance looked like a plastic bag several hundred meters long. The instant Zhang Yi discovered it, it floated and flew towards Zhang Yi. Chapter 2704 Double Helix 2. They have no physical form. Their entire bodies are composed of pure spiritual energy, and their shapes are not fixed. Sometimes they resemble a monster, sometimes a tentacle monster, and sometimes a cloud of mist. It's a free-floating spiritual entity. Ling frowned and immediately warned Zhang Yi. Brother Zhang Yi, watch out for these things. Stay away from them. At this moment, Zhang Yi carefully maneuvered the demon god armor around a meteorite, trying to get closer to a bubble to see what was going on. After hearing Ling's warning, he immediately stopped moving and looked at the thing that was floating over like a giant plastic bag. It had no facial features, but in that instant, Zhang Yi felt a gaze pierce through the void, locking onto him, or rather, locking onto the demon god armor. There was no indication of any energy fluctuations. There was no spellcasting action either. The free-floating object merely glanced in this direction. Boom! Zhang Yi felt a sharp pain in his head, as if someone had stabbed a red-hot iron into his cerebral cortex. On the dreamer's large screen, everyone watched in horror as the seemingly indestructible demon armor, capable of withstanding even nuclear bombs, disintegrated at the molecular level the instant that free agent's gaze swept over it. There was no explosion, no fire. Like a pencil drawing erased by an eraser, it instantly turns into the most basic dust of the universe. Inside the control room, Zhang Yiming took off his helmet, letting out a painful groan as 2 streams of blood flowed from his nostrils. The jail is big. Brother Zhang Yi. The crowd was shocked and quickly surrounded him. Zhang Yi's face was deathly pale, and he was panting heavily, his eyes filled with disbelief and horror. Quickly, go. He grabbed Liu Karen's arm, his fingers turning white from the force. Maggie, return to base. Immediately. Now. Zhang Yi's voice trembled, a sight none of them had ever witnessed before. Even when facing the allied forces of the 5 races, even when facing certain death, Zhang Yi had never lost his composure like this. That thing, that free radical. Zhang Yi swallowed hard, forcibly suppressing the excruciating pain in his head. It could annihilate the demon god armor with just a glance. Its strength is definitely no less than mine now. Perhaps even stronger. Moreover, there are these things everywhere there. I only glanced at it briefly, but deep in the starry sky corridor, there were probably tens of millions of these things. Hearing this, everyone felt a chill run down their spines. Are there thousands upon thousands of monsters at the level of Black Knights? What does that mean? It's a terrifying force capable of sweeping across the entire universe and conquering civilizations. The starry sky corridor is not a place of opportunity. It is clearly a graveyard of the gods. Combustible, activate maximum power engine. Xion. Calculate the spatial jump coordinates. Anywhere is fine. Just stay far away from here. Yes. The dreamer resembled a startled rabbit, its tail emitting a blinding blue light as its space jump engine operated at overload. Zhang Yi had already prepared for any unforeseen circumstances, and the dreamer quickly initiated its escape procedure. Buzz. Space distorted, and the spaceship vanished instantly. And a few seconds after they disappeared, at the entrance of the blue vortex in the starry sky corridor, the energy suddenly fluctuated violently. The scattered points of light began to converge, and eventually, at the entrance, they coalesced into an enormous eye that stretched across the starry sky. It was an eye made entirely of light, cold, ruthless, and aloof. It slowly rotated, its gaze piercing through layers of space, precisely projecting onto the direction where the dreamer's jump disappeared. It stared at it for only a second before slowly dissipating. It was as if, in its eyes, it was nothing more than a slightly stronger insect, which had already fled and was not worth chasing. But that fleeting gaze, piercing through the distant causes and effects of time and space, sent a chill down Zhang Yi's spine, as if he had fallen into an ice cave, even though he was already in the transition channel. The dreamer glides through the pitch-black universe. Outside, all was deathly silent, with only the distant starlight stretched into thin lines, as if it hadn't yet recovered from the hunt. The lights in the bridge were dimmed, with only a few holographic screens flickering. Everyone stared at Zhang Yi as if in a daze. They had just witnessed Zhang Yi annihilate the 5-tribe allied forces, but now they saw Zhang Yi with blood streaming from his nose, staining the cabin floorboards, and breathing rapidly. What kind of dangerous place lies beneath the starry sky corridor? Zhou Kuo rushed over, her hands glowing with a milky white light as she placed them on Zhang Yi's back. The Undying ability activated, healing all of Zhang Yi's wounds. Zhang Yi, are you alright? Zhou Kuo asked worriedly. Zhang Yi took the towel from Li Yangyang's hand and wiped away the blood from her nose, saying calmly, "It's nothing serious, just a stress response caused by a strong shock to the nerves. It won't damage anything fundamental." Zhou Kuo confirmed this, and then breathed a sigh of relief. The dreamer sped away from the dangerous area. Zhang Yi walked to the porthole, from where he could still see the enormous starry sky corridor. His gaze turned heavy. I understand now. This is the real trap that the 5 clans prepared for me. If I hadn't been shown the right path by and had rashly entered, even I today might have met with misfortune. These guys are really ruthless. Zhang Yi gritted his teeth, his face full of resentment, his hands clenched into fists behind his back. He hadn't felt that sense of danger in a long time. I didn't have this feeling even when I was talking to the Druk gods. Of course, neither Mammon nor Samuel viewed him as an intelligent insect, and therefore did not harbor any murderous intent towards him. But those detached spiritual entities just now were simply trying to erase all beings that had invaded the Starry Sky Corridor. Could those things be the Star Clan who didn't die? Is this their true form, a spiritual entity? Fatty Sue's eyes widened in disbelief as he asked, I don't know either. Zhang Yi looked at Ling. Ling, can you explain this to us? He remembered Ling saying that the Star Clan had been completely wiped out. Otherwise, given their grudges with the Drucker clan, which are often measured in billions, the Drucker clan will keep a close eye on this Starry Sky Corridor as long as it exists. Ling raised an eyebrow slightly and said calmly, I don't know what happened either. Zhang Yi was speechless. Is there anything in this world that you don't know? Nonsense, there are plenty of things I don't know. Do you think I'm some omniscient and omnipotent god? Ling rolled her eyes slightly, somewhat speechless. At its peak, the Starry Sky clan was even close in strength to the Ai-Hen clan. There are many secrets about them that we do not know. There's an old saying in the kingdom of Huashu, even a broken ship has 3 pounds of nails. Even in ruins, their remains must contain things you can't touch. Chapter 27:05 Editing 1. Ling's explanation left Zhang Yi speechless. It felt like a factory abandoned by humans, where one day a swarm of ants came and thought it was a treasure trove. As soon as they entered the door, they were poisoned to death by the harmful products of the factory workers. Faced with such a god-level civilization capable of traversing the universe, Zhang Yi, who had just been promoted to Black Knight and was still somewhat smug, was now completely speechless. Let's go back first. We can figure out what to do with the Starry Sky Corridor later. Zhang Yi narrowed his eyes slightly. Although I was a little frightened this time, it might be a good thing. The 5 clans wanted to use it to trick me, but maybe in the future I can use it to trick others. The group looked at each other and couldn't help but smile knowingly. They knew that Zhang Yi was planning to scam others again. Zhang Yi narrowed his eyes, recalling that on Earth, there were dozens of ancient civilizations appearing at this time. In the vast universe, within the solar system alone, there must be other planets where ancient races lurk. These are all potential dangers. If we could find an opportunity to wipe out those clearly malicious groups, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Zhang Yi wiped the blood from his nose and said calmly, I've been feeling very irritable lately, so I guess I don't need to take any supplements. Zhang Yi returned to base, completely ignoring the Starry Sky Corridor. After some time, the Dreamer was flying alone in the universe, periodically activating its space jump capability to make long-distance displacements. At this speed, it will take another 6 months to return to Earth. However, nowadays, no one dares to attack the Huashu Kingdom anymore. Even the 5 major races are probably waiting for news from the universe. As soon as the fleet tells them that Zhang Yi has been eliminated according to plan, the 5 ancient civilizations will immediately send troops to attack Huashu Kingdom. Unfortunately, their wishes were destined to be in vain. All the signals were intercepted by Zhang Yi, and not a single one was leaked out. Inside the main control cabin of the Dreamer at this moment, Zhang Yi sat at the control panel, resting his chin on his hand, watching the battle scene projected in front of him. That was a record of their actions against the fleets of the 5 races in the Star Corridor. From the first round of planet-destroying cannon fire, turning the warships into scrap metal, to the final hand-to-hand combat, all the scenes were completely preserved by Ling, every angle of which was clear and breathtaking. Delete this section. Zhang Yi raised his finger. The scene where the Dreamer locks onto its target first, its antimatter planet destroyer is charged, black light bursts out, and the scene of it piercing through the celestial warship with a single shot is marked with a red frame and dragged directly into the recycling bin. Yang Xinshin sat in front of the control panel next to her, holding a cup of coffee that had gone cold, her fingers flying across the screen. The segments mentioned by Zhang Yi quickly turned into harmless data fragments and disappeared from the timeline. Replace everything in front with this. She brought up another set of images. The conversation records between the high-ranking members of the 5 tribes in the Fleet Channel also included some of their prior secret communications. After we kill Chaos, how about we explore the Starry Sky Corridor together? The Star Corridor is too dangerous, far beyond the reach of a civilization of our level, but it's enough to kill him. These words were extracted by Ling from their warship's communications and combined with footage from the warship's main section. The combined images created a completely different effect. Zhang Yi made the first move. Now it's Zhang Yi's turn. The 5 faction fleets took the initiative to move their cannons to surround the Dreamer and lock its energy, while the High Command discussed in the secret passage how to kill the Chaos Guiding Star Corridor. Then, there was that near-collapse roar they let out after being suppressed by Zhang Yi. Chaos. You planned this all along. You want to wipe us all out in one fell swoop? These few sentences, selected from those Zhang Yi needed and with the parts she didn't want removed, were then placed in the post-production editing, becoming the best confession. Yang Xinshin cut the scissors while a smile played on her lips. We have completed this chain of evidence perfectly. She glanced at Zhang Yi, a mischievous glint in her eyes. They plotted to assassinate you first, then you were forced to defend yourself, and in the process, you also took down the entire enemy force, right? That's just how it is. Zhang Yi said with a serious smile. At least from now on, that's the reality. He paused, then added a sentence. Anyway, now that the dead have no way to prove it, we are still alive. In addition, the 5 tribes themselves know that they harbored murderous intent towards me and deliberately set a trap to harm me. Therefore, after returning to Earth, whatever revenge I take is entirely justified. Zhang Yiming kept Bai Longzi's words in mind. At the original All Races conference, only a portion of the races participated, while many truly powerful races watched from behind as judges, without taking part in the proceedings. Currently, the 6th generation of humans has the largest population, and even though a lot of land has been taken away, they are still the largest group in terms of territory. Therefore, the relationships between the myriad tribes are very delicate. If Zhang Yi takes action against other ethnic groups without a suitable reason, it will inevitably cause chaos. This is why Bai Longzi told Zhang Yi that if he wanted to take action, he had to have the right to do so. At that time, it would be legitimate, and the dragons who protected them would not disrupt the balance of other higher races. Yang Xinshin clicked her tongue. Put it away. She waved her soft, white fingers, those golden scissors used for editing videos. The source material is plentiful, guaranteeing an excellent final edit. In any case, since they died without being able to testify, no one could disprove their evidence. That's enough. The editing progress bar moved forward little by little, and all the parts that were unfavorable to the Huashu kingdom were cut out. The original words and images that were detrimental to the 5 ethnic groups were carefully preserved, and Yang Xinshin automatically added various clear timestamps and energy fluctuation diagrams, making them so rigorous that they could be directly submitted as evidence in arbitration. When do you plan to use this information? Lu Karen stood to the side, holding a box of ice cream, eating it while asking curiously, should we provide a copy to the Dragon Clan first? After all, they are our current backers. No need to rush. Zhang Yi leaned back in his chair, rocking gently. After returning to Earth, our first step will be to launch a surprise attack on the stronghold of the frontier Zepin Kingdom. After all, I really want to know the secrets of the Star Clan. After the war breaks out, I'll pull out this evidence and use it as a legitimate reason for us to start the war. In short, don't give them time to react, and don't let them find fault with us. Chapter 27:06 Editing 2. Yang Xinshin snapped her fingers. Brother, you made a great decision. Looking up, it feels like you're in control of everything now. Zhang Yi gave a bitter smile. What do you mean by dominating everything? To put it bluntly, it's nothing more than the law of the jungle. If we didn't have enough strength and the dragons to back us up, the Huashu kingdom would have been destroyed long ago. Zhang Yi never overestimated his abilities. Without Yang Xinxin, he would be very troubled by many details and considerations. Zhang Yi smiled and waved his hand, speaking calmly. In short, the fact that the ethnic groups have conspired to assassinate the high-ranking officials of the Huashu kingdom has already posed a real threat to the Huashu kingdom. One of the masterminds, the Zipan kingdom, has long concealed information about the Star Clan, attempting to lure us to our deaths through the Star Corridor. They are the organizers and instigators of this incident, and also our primary target in self-defense. He said this without any emotional fluctuation. It was as if they were just reading a pre-written official document. We do not need to declare war, Zhang Yi said. Just wipe them out. Zhang Yi's words had already sealed the fate of the Zipan kingdom and the other 4 distant civilizations. On the other side of the bridge, a holographic star map slowly rotated. Yang Xinxin manipulated the camera to zoom out from their star field and refocus on the massive blue spiral, the Star Corridor. Under high-precision observation, the outer edge of the starry sky corridor seemed to be breathing with an extremely eerie rhythm. The light band expands and contracts in a slightly irregular manner, as if it were slowly moving along a fixed track. When I was in seclusion just now, I had Ling run through all the observation data. Yang Xinxin reached out and swiped her hand through the air, creating a bunch of curves. The movement trajectory of that star corridor over the past period, the frequency of surrounding celestial bodies being captured, and the changes in gravitational disturbances were all constructed using cold, hard numbers. Is rapidly approaching our direction. Her tone was very calm. At the current speed, plus this offset curve, it will reach the vicinity of the solar system in less than 2 years. The bridge was silent for a moment. 2 years. For them now, this is no longer an insurmountable unit of time. What? Approaching the solar system. Are you sure? Zhang Yi suddenly sat up from the sofa, his eyes fixed on the curve. Sure. Yang Xinxin nodded. The error will be controlled within 1 month. Unless the speed of the starry sky corridor changes drastically, requiring deceleration or a change of course, it will pass by the entrance to the solar system on time. She paused for a moment after saying this. There's something even worse. She superimposed several trajectories together. According to our deduced trajectory, there is a close 30% probability that the solar system will not pass by and will instead collide directly with it. Collision? Fatty Sue couldn't help but swallow hard in the back row. Even though he wasn't considered fat, his sturdy body almost made him fall off the sofa. If such a huge lump were to collide with us, wouldn't the entire solar system be wiped out instantly? Fatty Sue trembled with fear. The starry sky corridor is a very large celestial body, a passageway that extends a great distance, making it appear extremely large, more than twice the size of the sun. Such a massive celestial body, once it enters the solar system, has an almost 100% chance of colliding with another celestial body. Moreover, due to its enormous mass, it will inevitably cause imbalances throughout the entire solar system. Then, the real end, I fear, will come. Theoretically, yes. Yang Xinxin shrugged. The starry sky corridor appears to be larger than the sun. If it were to collide head-on with the galaxy, the orbit of the entire galaxy would be torn apart. The planets and moons you see now will likely all be shattered by collisions and then swept into the interior of the planet, becoming part of those space bubbles you just saw. She spoke with great restraint, without any exaggeration. But that's precisely why it sounds so creepy. Zhang Yi remained silent for a while. The destruction of the solar system is merely a record of galactic death in the data for most cosmic civilizations. But for him, that blue planet called Earth carried too much. He did indeed possess the ability to conduct interstellar migration, but after leaving Earth, they could not find new suitable land to live on, and thus could not allow their race to continue to thrive. What are the chances that I will enter the solar system? He also asked another question. It's very high, and if its trajectory doesn't change, it's almost 100% certain to crash. Yang Xinshin answered with a serious expression. Uncle glared, but couldn't get a word in edgewise. He lacked such advanced knowledge and didn't know what ideas he could come up with. Faced with a cosmic-level catastrophe, humanity is essentially left with no choice but to passively await its demise. Can we escape? We have spaceships, and we have enough energy. Fatty Sue forced a smile and said to comfort everyone. So, even if the worst happens, we can at least prepare in advance. Zhang Yi rubbed his eyebrows. His immediate return to Earth would indeed allow him to take a portion of the population out of the solar system. But firstly, he was unwilling to do that, and secondly, he felt the situation wasn't that bad. Don't rush, this is a bit strange. The star corridor's return from the depths of the universe happens to pass through the solar system. I don't think this is a coincidence on a cosmic scale. Zhang Yi called Ling over as usual. Ling, what do you think about this? Ling's answer was concise and clear. Revenge. Revenge? Take revenge on whom? The Druckers? Zhang Yi asked, frowning. No, Creator. Ling's answer surprised everyone. To take revenge on the Creator? Ling explained calmly. They didn't achieve true freedom beyond the universe. Just when they were about to succeed, they failed at the last minute. This resentment led them to want to take revenge on the Creator. So, they probably plan to destroy the Creator's testing ground after they become undead. Ling looked at Zhang Yi as she spoke, but you don't need to worry too much. The solar system will not be destroyed. Ling's words were like a magic pill to calm the guy down. Lu Karen looked at her with bright eyes and asked, Sister Ling, why? Zhang Yi explained the issue for Ling. Because the Creator wouldn't allow them to do that, right? The universe is so vast that it harbors countless dangers. Black holes, cosmic storms, the decay and death of stars, the three-body phenomenon, meteor showers. The world is fraught with crises. The outbreak of any one of them could destroy our tiny solar system and even our tiny planet Earth. Why has the tadpole been able to maintain a steady state for billions of years? Because of the Creator's deliberate protection.
If you love manga style stories, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the Buzz Play Manga. See you in the next chapter with more surprises. Thank you.